right, well, good evening. On behalf of the commissioners and staff, I'd like to welcome you all to the November 12, 2024 City of Roseville Grants Advisory Commission meeting. Please put all electronic devices on silent at this time. Agendas are available at the end of the staff table. If you plan to speak at tonight's meeting, please complete a speaker card and return to the staff table. As a reminder, the Grants Advisory Commission meeting is being streamed live on the city's website and YouTube channel. The meeting may also be viewed on Comcast Channel 14, Consolidated Communications Channel 73, and AT&T Uverse. I'll now call the meeting to order. Heather, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Commissioner Carroll?
Here.
Commissioner Meeks Harris?
Here.
Commissioner Rosano?
Here.
Commissioner Reed?
Here.
Youth Commissioner Unidad?
Here.
Vice Chair Acosta?
Here.
And Chair Parker.
Here.
And we have an excused absent for Commissioner Chris.
Perfect, thank you. All right, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So now is the time for public comment. Public comment is a time for anyone that would like to address the commission on any grants advisory related items not listed on tonight's agenda. Speakers addressing the commission during this time are asked to approach the podium, state their name, and are limited to 3 minutes. Again, the topics must be regarding items that are not on tonight's agenda and are with the Grants Advisory Commission's jurisdiction. The Brown Act does not permit any action or discussion on items not listed on the agenda, and no action will be taken on items addressed under public comment. So I will open public comment, but there is no one in the room, so I'll close public comment. Item 5.1. The next item is 5.1, approval of the September 10, 2024 meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion if there's no comments or corrections. Anybody like to make a motion to adopt the minutes? Am I missing
Motion
something?
to adopt the minutes.
Okay, great.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor of adopting the minutes?
Aye. Aye.
All opposed? All right, minutes are adopted. All right, item 6.1, recommendation of the Youth Commissioner for 2025. During the
Excuse me.
Oh, Bea, please, we have to ask you to please, will you please be excused?
Yes.
Please go into our authorized personnel only room.
To go in and have a seat,
Yeah.
shut the door, so while they discuss.
Thank you very much.
And the recusal is based on her being an applicant for this position.
Exactly. Recommendation of the Youth Commissioner for 2025. During the 5:30 p.m. special meeting, the commission interviewed 5 youth applicants for the 2025 Youth Commission position. During this time, I would like to recommend Daniel Zeman for the 2025 Youth Commission position with Tanishta Mondal as the second choice. Inquiries, is there any discussion? Thank you. I'd like to open it for public comment. There's no public comment, and so I'll entertain a motion if there are no comments or corrections. Somebody like to make a motion? Okay.
Yes, I'll go ahead and make a motion. I was getting my paper. I entertain a motion that our first choice is Daniel.
I second.
Favor?
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed? All right, Daniel is our commissioner for 2025. All right. Do we need to ask her to come back in? Okay.
As you're recognizing her next.
Ooh. All right, Bea, we're gonna, if you can meet me over there in the podium, that would be great. All right, I just want to say that you are an amazing commissioner. I personally am your wisdom and your approach to the entire commission and the way that you did your work, I was very impressed with. So I just want to say thank you. And this is a certificate from you in appreciation for your work on the commission.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know, does anybody want to say? I can ask folks if they'd like to say anything.
If
Yeah.
anyone else has anything to say.
You guys want to have anything to say?
Well, I would enjoy to say something just because after attending the awards dinner and also meeting your family and just putting all the pieces together and even having the opportunity to watch you speak before council to speak on behalf of other youth, I hope that you continue to keep that spirit and that you continue to carry that with you on to attending college as well and beyond. And our hope is that you come back to Roseville to continue to spread your light and just help other people as you always have made it first priority. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for, you've had a lot of dedication to this commission. You've learned a lot. You've taught us things. You've been a great spokesperson. And yeah, just echoing what Commissioner Meeks Harris is saying as far as just your influence is a light and it brightens everyone who's around you. So thank you so much and wish you much success in the future. Although don't have to wish because you're going to be successful.
Thank you.
I just want to thank you for your dedication and your work. It was very evident when we were going through all of the grant proposals. We had to make very tough decisions, and you were very helpful in providing your really unique perspective and being able to have such an impact on our community through that process and through helping us weigh out which grants were the ones that needed to be awarded and which ones maybe applied next year because we had such limited funds. Your wisdom and your guidance in that was amazing, and we really appreciate all of the work that you've done.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll echo everything they've said. Thank you. And, I think you've made a legacy in terms of advocating for the voting rights of the Roseville youth in this commission. So that's a big thing to put on the resume. And in addition, your participation, just seeing how you're outspoken, able to express the needs. So I really appreciated you doing that. We were all impressed, as well as I know City Council.
Yeah, thank you for serving. We only got to do one meeting together so far, but yeah. It was a great meeting.
Thank you.
Yes. Very much, and yes, you have a wonderful future ahead of you, and I can't wait to see what you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Want a picture?
The picture?
Do I show this?
You want to have everybody, or do you want? Your year that you gave us?
We don't do this for every youth commission.
That's the same.
Setting new precedents. I know, right? All these new news. I'm a little slow, y'all. Hey, you're walking, that's good. I'm gonna take a couple because the screen's in there, so. I'm gonna get it without the screen and with the screen. So, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna try to see if I get it closer so I don't have the screen. I might have to edit it out, but 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Thank you. We'll get that to you.
All right. So next up is 6.3, the review of summary sheet for the fiscal year 2023-24 grant funding cycle. If you guys would give
All
us a
right.
brief background.
So I did ask that we put it up on the screen, but I believe if you guys have a copy of it. But it is, the grants agreement require that each year grant recipients file a final report by August 31st detailing the program status and the funds spent by the end of June each year. The final reports are important to maintain the integrity and accountability of the grant process. These reports are a way for our agencies to summarize their accomplishments, document their progress, and report on their expenditures. So attached, you will find the summary of the final reports for the 27 nonprofit organizations that were awarded grant funds from July 2023 to June 2024. And the total amount that was awarded was $604,766. The summary will be posted on the grants webpage by the end of November and will be shared with the City Council at the December 18th council meeting. And this is just a review item, so there's no vote needed, but just so you guys can see the accomplishments, and then you're more than welcome to as well as log in, and if you want to read the more detailed. But I will tell you, it was hard to summarize because they were doing amazing things. So this year's a little bit more lengthy as it normally is, but there's just a lot that they had put in that they were doing. So I wanted to make sure everyone knew their accomplishments.
So, thank you. So is there any discussion?
I wanted to say thank you so much. We've got this started a few years ago, and as someone who's put in a lot of work with all the layout and stuff, thank you so much for taking this on and putting this together. I like the addition of the success measures. I know we're taking what they put in their reports, but I think this is really nice for people in the community to see. It's nice for people to be aware of what's going on, how the funding is being used, not just who got the money. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
I know it's a lot of work.
I can say I've definitely shared this. I've had a couple nonprofits not really understand, so this is a good report to share with them so they kind of see what those that have applied and have received funding. So it has been used in different ways, so it's a good suggestion.
Anybody else? Okay, so I'd like to open it up, well, do I need to open it up for public comment? Yeah, okay, I'd like to open it up for public comment, and as there's no one in the room, I will close public comment. So 6.4, review and approve the 2025-26 funding cycle application questions and scoring question scale. Now, if
All right. This one might be a little bit lengthy, but at the September 10th, 2024 meeting, the commission reviewed the upcoming grant funding cycle documents and made recommended edits to the application questions and a suggestion to move question number 2 on the application scoring question and scoring scale document. So attached are the edits for your review. You will see attachment 1 is the draft of the questions from the September 10th meeting with the recommended edits. So I don't know if you guys have that there, but that is to show what you guys recommended. And then number 2, attachment 2, just want to make sure I'm seeing, is the PDF of the applicant view of the application questions in Zoom Grants. So that is what it looks like in Zoom Grants now with the changes made, is what is attachment 2. And then attachment 3 is the PDF of the applicant view of the instructions, just so you could see. It's under the required document section. It's probably really small. I tried to blow it up and make it bigger, but it was really difficult. But you'll see it was suggested that the required documents area state that wet signatures, DocuSign or Adobe Sign are the only accepted signatures. So when they do log in and they get to this section, it does have this little box that does have that there. I bolded it as best I could before they get into the required documents part. But you can kind of see, I know it's small, where it does say required documents, what's required and what is not. So that is listed in Zoom Grants. And then the 4th attachment is a copy of the final draft of the application scoring questions and scoring scale. It was recommended to move question number 2, which is application clearly defines the proposed effort and how success is measured, below question number 6. So I just wanted you guys to see that that was done, and that's how it's reading now. And if you are good with that, then that is something we will move forward on. And then just so you guys know, Zoom Grants will go live December 2nd. So kind of just wrap everything up. It is ready to go. I'm going to kind of just double check all my I's and T's and everything else, but it should open on December 2nd for the process. So that's all I have. But I just wanted you guys to see, because we did have a lot of changes last meeting that they were made and where they all fall. So
did have a lot. All right, thank you. Does anybody have any questions, any comments, corrections?
Just a question, because it's too small for me to see. No, that's all right. I know we did this last year, but I feel like there were still some applicants who didn't. Did we put in there that the budget narrative is required?
I believe it is. Let me double check.
It was there from last year. I just know not every, I feel like it was a very small number, but I feel like some still didn't do that. So,
You actually can see as well, so if you see the attachment of actually the application, that I believe is attachment two. I think it's 2. You guys can see more of the required documents. So let's see. Under, it does say agency budget for current fiscal year. It is checked as a required document.
narrative.
So the narrative is, I think it's one of the questions. Let's see. You'll see it says proposed effort budget. They do have to fill that in, but let me see if
Right,
it's.
and right under that is where we normally see, when we're reviewing the applications, where we see the narrative.
Is there a narrative?
And I just couldn't tell if, like I said, from their view, I didn't know if it looked different. But especially since our scoring criteria talks about that in a reference, it just,
Do you remember, I'd have to, I could pull it up, but do you remember, do some fill in a narrative and some don't? Was that what the?
most of them did, but there were a few that did not last time. And
Okay.
I feel like when I'm reviewing, especially because it talks about that, number 9, proposed effort budget is well-defined and budget narrative explains how funding will meet the efforts, goals, and objectives. When they don't include that narrative, I feel like it takes away on the scoring for that. Plus, it's just less clear then, because sometimes they put stuff in the budget and you're like, well, I didn't get that when I read their application. So the narrative is an opportunity for them to.
Right. What question are you looking at? Sorry, are you looking at one of the questions?
It's not a question, it's the scoring criteria.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying I want to make sure it's real clear that they know they need to put the narrative in there.
I don't see it in the questions.
Narrative in the actual application. is
Yeah,
what
and
you're
when they
saying.
put their budget in, income and expenses, there's a section right underneath when
Yeah.
we review that has the narrative. I just don't know if it says on there it's required. I think it does, but I think last year we said, going forward, it needs to be required, but I just thought, since we're looking at their view of it, just to make sure it has that on there.
I'll
And you can
double check just to make sure
later.
there's some way I can, or that please include a budget narrative.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any more discussion? We're good. So I'd like to open it up for public comment. And I'm going to close public comment because there's no one here. Do you have any public comment? No? Great. Okay, then I'll close public comment. I apologize for that. I'll entertain a motion if there are no comments or corrections.
I entertain a motion to adopt the application questions and scoring question scale as listed.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
All right.
All opposed? Motion is adopted. All right, 6.5. Review of the presentation for the January 2025 applicant workshop.
So this item provides a draft outline, script, and PowerPoint for the discussion of the upcoming fiscal year 25-26 CBF grant applicant workshop. That's on January 14th, 2025. There have been a few more detailed slides added this year, and so I just asked the commission to review and approve the PowerPoint. You guys have the script in front of you below the actual PowerPoint. I did add a few more things, I think, were some of the questions that came up, so I don't know if you guys want to go page by page, or if you specifically have, after looking at it, have any questions. Truly up to you guys. I'm trying to think what. If you saw that our total funds available this year is 284,710. Basically, that is truly just CBF funds. We no longer receive funding from REACH because of the employees picking specific nonprofits that they're donating to. And there hasn't been any other donations that have come through for REACH funds. And the ARPA funds we've exhausted everything. So it is, actually, it is a little bit more. I think we originally were given between 250 and 275. So when our finance director came back with 284, I think Heather and I were like, woo, it's more. A little bit, but it's more. So that is in there so that everyone sees the amount. Eligibility, just on the next one, we just made sure that the private schools and school-based nonprofit parent-teacher clubs, booster clubs, that's kind of in there. And then also the explanation of a private school, just because I know that came up and we had to change that within our policy manual. Everything else more or less is the same from last year on there.
It might be worth, and I don't know that we need to change the script or anything, but just I think calling out, we did make the change between having two separate documents, the list of the board members and then the list of the key personnel. Because I know last year, or I think earlier this session even, we had said that it was kind of confusing and some people kind of either combined those or only did one. And so we are making them two separate this year. So I think that's probably worth
There might be an area, if not, we can definitely add that, or it might be even a comment too I know if you look at slide, it looks like, or page 13.
Yeah, it's listed separately. I just think we could call it out when we're talking about it. I don't think you need to change the script, but just, it's good, just, that is a change. And then the other one I wanted to ask, I think we're continuing it, is that optional? Well, it's not optional, but the period that you guys have when you're reviewing the applications, I don't think I saw where we called that out, but just to clarify, we are going to do that again this year. We felt like it worked well last year. And then even the survey, because we're going to do the survey again, right? So we might want to mention that. And again, I don't know that we need to change the script. We can just add that because I know there are a few different times where the chair asks for commissioner comments during the workshop. But just those are some newer things that I think it's fine to just draw their attention to.
Perfect, okay. I think I do call out
It's on page 16.
Yeah, the review process, yeah.
Oh,
I know, there's a lot here.
Made
believe
it
me.
back that far, sorry.
And the slideshow will be up on our website as well, so if anyone wants, like, if they want to, after listening or not being there, they could review it. And that was kind of why I made sure to try to put some of the examples of the forms that are on there, so that there's not any questions with that. I know the community need, and that was kind of something that came up, as well as the funding areas. We've had some select multiple, and it's like you have to pick one. So I think that's why I included a slide so that could be explained between the difference and why they need to pick one. Because I do know that I had to reach out to a couple organizations last year to be like, okay, I need you to pick what area you're going to want to apply for. So I put that in there. I don't think there's anything else that jumps out.
Toby, for that, would Zoom grants allow it to block only one option to select?
I'd have to look. I don't think it does. Now looking at it, I don't think it gives them, even though it gives you an option, I don't think once you choose, you have to move on. I'll double check with them and ask them, but I'm almost, after looking at it, I don't think there was a way to do that.
Do we have room in that question to put a parenthetical statement that says select only one?
It does say select one.
Is it already?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll look and see. I will ask them.
I would ask the fellow commissioners, is it something that we want to really emphasize that it's going to be more competitive this year with less funding, and to really make sure that they refine their applications and really fine-tune the details and provide us a really clear understanding of their purpose, their mission, and what they're going to do with these funds if they were awarded in every question on the application. Because, I mean, we've had almost 40 applications last year, and if we get the same amount, there's going to be a lot less folks that are going to get awarded this year. Last year, $604,000 to $284 means that minor things at this point, if we really don't understand, because we don't do the work that they do, that could really impact whether or not they get awarded or not.
Yeah, definitely going to be more competitive this time.
Yeah. So I think we would have to emphasize that throughout the presentation.
I agree. 100%. Right. Any more thoughts and comments? I'm going to open up to public comment and close it for public comment. If the commission has any additional questions, I will entertain a motion to approve our workshop.
A motion to approve the workshop.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, we have approved the workshop. So commissioner and staff reports. So if anybody has anything that they would like, any of the commissioners have anything that they'd like to report on, make any comments?
Yes, I do. I just would like to say as we observed a Veterans Day yesterday, and just to thank our veterans in the community. This evening, we did interview quite a few youth commissioners, and I would like to make a special, just say something. My brother was 17 when he had to, so you never know what your youth goes on to do. In my brother's case, he went on to serve in the Army, and I'd like to just thank not only him, but everybody in this community that is serving or has served and continues to serve in other ways. And lastly, I would like to personally thank this commission. I know that I have been absent, and I have received nice emails from the community, and I'd like to say thank you for your support in supporting me during my absence, and I'm grateful to still continue to be part of this commission.
I want to jump in and say this is our last meeting before all of the various holidays that are observed. And so I just want to wish everyone wonderful and safe celebrations that's on our commission and also in our community. I know I personally enjoy going to all of the various celebrations for different holidays and the food and the cultural celebrations. They are amazing. I am so grateful to live in a community that we have such diversity. We just celebrated Diwali. We have Thanksgiving coming up and multiple holidays that are coming. And I am just very grateful that I get to share that. And I really want to wish our community very safe and happy holidays.
I have something to say.
Sure.
So I'd just like to say I'm very grateful for the experience that I got this year and the life lessons that I learned. You guys are very welcoming to me during January, and you helped me with Zoom grants and helping me get through it and learn the mechanics of it all. And you guys are very patient with me as I went through my first meetings and my first, going over our grant scoring and stuff like that. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I got this year to be on this commission, and I'm very excited for the future that it has.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, well, I will just say that, it's the holidays, so everybody enjoy. I also want to say that we had wonderful applicants this year, and these choices are never easy, especially when it's just an applicant pool that are amazing. So I would like to thank all of the applicants for applying, and thank Bea for being amazing. Thank you so much. And I just wish everybody a wonderful holiday, Happy New Year, and we will see you in January. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. The Grants Advisory Commission meeting is adjourned until, I got one more announcement. Can I make it? No? Okay. Meeting's adjourned at 7:30 PM.
Fastest meeting ever.
I missed